when somebody says Star Wars story, most of the time you don't really think of anything that positive anymore, or at least I don't, because I don't know. I kind of think Disney has done a pretty adequate job of burning the franchise to the ground. I say that in the nicest way possible. Yes, I know there's plenty of good media they've still made and have created and wouldn't have existed without Disney acquiring Lucasfilm, but I think there's an awful lot of Star Wars that is just borderline unwatchable and terrible. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Jedi Survivor. 2 months later, funny enough, because I did not review it back to back with Fallen Order. And Jedi Survivor is interesting because I think it is by far probably the best Star Wars story I've ever interfaced with, like at all. I haven't seen Andor, so I don't know, maybe that's on me, right? But I really hold a deep love for Jedi Survivor because I think so much of it works really, really well. And it's interesting because Fallen Order is basically the story of a rogue Jedi named Cal Kestis, basically going on adventures to stop the Empire, right? Racing to get this holocron, which is like I don't know, like an Epstein list sort of thing for like victims. I don't know. They're trying to track it down to prevent the Empire from getting it, and it's pretty fun. I like it. I think it's a good game, but Jedi Survivor kind of takes all of that and just shatters the mold. So this time, Cal Kestis is older, and he's reuniting with all his friends from his adventures, and Cal is now... He goes from being like a freedom fighter who hasn't had any luck whatsoever with his freedom fighting adventures, and now he finds himself caught in a race to get this mystical planet that apparently is like completely off the system for the Empire, and it's called Tanalorr. And in his quest to access it, he actually wakes up one of the most interesting characters, I think it's probably my favorite Star Wars character actually playing through the game. He wakes up a Old Republic, I think it'd be Old Republic, I don't know, High Republic, I don't know the terminology. This dude named Dagan Gera, who is also a Jedi, though he has gone completely rogue off the deep end. You know, he is insane. And the story chronicles Cal's battles with Dagan, the Empire, and also he goes on a weird journey of like self-discovery for himself, figuring out like who he is, even more so than the original. And it's fantastic. It is an absolutely fantastic game. Now, there's a few problems with it though. So I played Jedi Survivor on PC. And Jedi Survivor on PC has this really cool quirk where the game just won't work, like at all. You really gotta doctor that thing. I think I have a pretty okay PC. Oh my god, dude, it was not running at all. The way I got it to work was jury-rigging it based off of Reddit comments from a few discussions I could find where other people talked about their problems with the game. And it still didn't run perfectly, but it ran well enough to where I was able to enjoy the game. So there is that. That's a pretty major problem, I think. I personally just really think that that port is atrocious. Maybe by the time you see this video, the port works. I sincerely doubt it. But it's a beautiful story with I don't know. It is like love, loss, hardship, and it basically is about Cal and his friends trying to stop Dagan, and that's kind of it. That's really all I can say without spoilers. I think the bits we get of the Empire are really cool. A lot of the major enemies and like encounters from the first game really take a back seat. So for example, Purge troopers are like stormtroopers trained to kill Jedi, or maybe they're clones who were trained to kill Jedi. I honestly don't remember their lore. Basically, they were like, you know, one of the tougher enemies in the original game. Now they're like very, I don't know, they're not nearly as like omnipresent in the new game. And there's so much more creativity in the game with like the boss encounters, the actual enemy design, the way you handle everything. I don't know. You have so many more options to do everything, and it by far is like probably the best Star Wars game I think I've ever played. We played it on the highest difficulty, which I don't know. I really only regretted it for the Ravis fight. If you guys ever play the game, do not play it on the highest difficulty for the Ravis fight. That was probably like the worst 4 or 5 hours of my entire life. But I don't know. Everything about the presentation of it, the presentation of it, the gameplay, the story beats, everything flows together so well. And there's a lot of side questing you can do as well. And the game, like, casually gives you, like, rumors to let you know what you're missing and where. 100% is really easy. Jedi Survivor is such a strong game that I cannot recommend enough. But I find it most interesting to think about it as, like, a character study of the different people in the game, which is, like, Cal, his friend Bode, Dagan Gera, Maris, I think was her name. I don't exactly recall. It's been a little bit, but there's so many interesting characters, and there's a lot of uninteresting ones too. Like, you could be, it's Star Wars, you know, there's gonna be a lot of aliens. I think I'm pretty chill with the aliens in Jedi Survivor, but I'm not chill with all the aliens in Star Wars. But I think if you're like an actual Star Wars fan, you will love Jedi Survivor, just unequivocally. I can't really get into the depths of what I want to talk about unless I just spoil everything, right? And I don't really want to do that, because I really think this is a game you should go into. You could go into it blind. There's like a story recap of Fallen Order, but I think it would hit a lot harder if you played Fallen Order. Jedi Survivor takes every problem that the original had and basically fixes it. Except, I guess, the original game, though, Fallen Order actually ran on PC, and Jedi Survivor does not. But outside of that, I think everything really works. I struggle to think of any like major complaints I have, honestly. The number one thing I would probably change or adapt about it is I don't know. I think everything goes pretty smooth, but sometimes I kind of wish there were more encounters than just random beasts. I get that was a big thing in the original too, and there are way more humanoids and other things you can fight in the game, but I don't know, variety's the slice of life. And my favorite thing was like that holo tactic chess game, even though I swear to God, like half the NPCs in that game cheat during it. But you should play Jedi Survivor. You really should. It is by far the best piece of Star Wars media to come out in years. I know I'm very late to the party on saying this, but it really unequivocally just has no competitors. I don't think I'd want an adaptation of it for movie or TV shows or anything like that, mainly because I don't think I trust Disney to do that. I don't really think I trust anyone to really adapt Jedi Survivor well. But Jedi Survivor is such a good story, and I think that's what it comes down to. It's a good story where you feel like you're doing everything in it, right? And that's what's important. It's a good story where you're also acting out the parts of that story, if that makes sense. The enemy design's really good, the core gameplay is really fun. I don't really have any problems with it, minus the PC port being garbage. You can get it to run if you have a really beefy PC and you don't mind troubleshooting for like a couple hours, but I don't know, that's not really a good thing, you know? But that's it. I would highly recommend Jedi Survivor. I think you really can't find a better Star Wars experience. Maybe outside of like Knights of the Old Republic and maybe like the original Force Unleashed. Those are also really strong, but I think I enjoyed the story of Jedi Survivor more than I did those. Granted, it has been eons since I played Knights of the Old Republic, so maybe I'm misremembering and I'm wrong or whatever, right? I think I liked KOTOR 2 more than KOTOR 1, though, which might be a hot take, but I don't know. Jedi Survivor has something to the table, or brings something to the table. I think for like any real Star Wars fan, I don't know. Not to say there's like fake ones, but I don't know. If you like the movies, you'll like Jedi Survivor. If you liked the shows, you'll like Jedi Survivor. If you, I don't know. I don't really know the different demographics of Star Wars fans, nor do I really care to like watch a lot of it. I feel like we're really suffering from Star Wars bloat, where there's like 1,000 different things to watch, and I can't really say I want to watch like 95% of them, you know, but maybe that's a me thing. Maybe you guys would find more joy in watching everything. I don't know. I can't really speak as to what you guys would enjoy. But I think it's important to kind of just think about the good in that there's plenty of good in modern Star Wars. Probably. I don't know. I haven't really been keeping tabs on it since Jedi Survivor, but you should play Jedi Survivor. It's a really good game. That's it. Highly recommend. I don't know. It's real good. It's real good. God, I wish I could talk about the ending, but that's such deep spoiler territory. But Dagan Gera, the main antagonist, well, I want to say main antagonist, but that isn't really true, because he doesn't get a ton of screen time. He is by far the best Star Wars character, I think, ever. I really enjoyed him as a character, and I think it's such a shame that all of this good writing and all of like the awesome things they made for Jedi Survivor, to my knowledge, haven't shown up anywhere. But I don't know, maybe that's on me for not keeping up with all the latest releases, but I would highly recommend Jedi Survivor if you're on PC and you don't have like a god machine or a lot of patience. I don't know if I'd recommend it, but I don't know, man. I wish they'd just make a working port, but it's all good. I'd recommend Jedi Survivor. Check it out, play it. It's a good game. You won't regret it. Anyway, that's all I got. So peace out or whatever. I don't know.